Sex trafficking, a global plague. Will slavery always find root in the US? I was born a girl, which is not too shocking of a fact, yet it frightens me every day knowing that I live in a world where the fastest growing crime globally has an estimated victim rate of 97% women, and is even more susceptible to people living in inner cities, as well as immigrants coming to the US looking for work and a better life. In most cases, immigrants won't even report being sex trafficked because of fear of ICE and deportation. I believe we are supporting and creating a system that does not support justice of sex trafficking victims, who are groomed, coerced, exploited, and sex trafficked by pimps under the pretenses of better opportunities and a better life. Sex trafficking is an $150 billion industry, yet there has been no drastic steps towards defeating it. It makes me wonder what kind of nation we are if our identity revolves around anti-slavery and life and liberty, but we cannot find ways to use our resources to fight slavery today. There is a sense of corruption when people like Jeffrey Epstein can use their status and money, along with Harvey Weinstein, in order to get away from allegations and criminal justice. Luckily, for the most part, survivors and victims are able to vocalize their trauma, and there must be someone defending and helping those who cannot. As US citizens, it is our obligation to use our rights to defend those who do not have them, living up to what we declared centuries ago, that we are all entitled to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. The US needs to use its funding and power not only to save unrescued victims, but to rehabilitate survivors. There's unimaginable trauma from victims. One victim laid in bed, consumed by guilt, blaming herself from being snatched from her village, taken to a neighboring state, and sex trafficked into a brothel. She recalls the day of her abduction, aged at just 14. These women need therapy, healthcare, job opportunities, and education in order to rehabilitate and incorporate them back into society, which is more difficult than expected, as the social climate today sometimes warrants a sense of shunning or disgust towards these victims. There are many groups and organizations already in place, though it is the responsibility of the US government to use foreign policy and national policy in order to eradicate this form of modern slavery, using funding and media to spread change and provoke passion about the issue. So long as the US would like to claim that they defeated slavery in the late 1800s, sex trafficking must be fought with the same severity. If as a country we would still like to claim our values and ideals of freedom and liberty today.